take a day off, if you stop for whatever reason, those are things that are going to really stop and prevent your growth. So we're here to make sure that that does not happen because maybe this weekend you didn't get to speak English as much as you wanted. So let's get you back in the grind. To guide you in this process, hello, my name is Jeff. It rhymes with breath. That's one of the four keys to a natural sound in American English pronunciation. And today, what we are going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about what I find with students to be the three most common mistakes. So, like, before I even start talking with a new student, I see they sign up for a class, and I already very often have the assumption that these are going to be sounds that we're going to need to study just because of how frequently they are mispronounced. So that way you can kind of check yourself today and see if you are running into the same mistake. All of these are different vowel sounds. All of these are going to be minimal pairs that you want to be watching out for. Let's start with our very first group. See how you pronounce these words here. I'll give you a moment just to read these to yourself, and then we'll talk about them. So we're going to be comparing what are known as the short I sound and the E sound. And the issue that I see students doing is they pronounce both of these the same when we want to make sure that is not happening. That first sound for all these words is an I sound. It's called a short I. My big suggestion for this is to have the sides of your tongue touch your top teeth, like you're biting the sides of your tongue a little bit. It sounds like eh, eh. So like in, bin. That's your very first word. How about in the next pair, that first word is this. And that last word, that last first word is ship. So let's just read those first words again. Bin, this, ship. The problem I see with students is they're not producing that I sound. Instead, they are producing a whole other sound entirely. The sound that they tend to be making is an E sound. So they're often making something more closely related to the second word of these. So E, B, bean, E, these, and E, she, sheep. Now, you do also want to watch out for this E sound because the other issue is a lot of students are making this E sound like they are in their first language because most likely your first language has this E sound as well. So you want to be careful. So it's not E, E. A lot of languages are pronouncing the sound up here with a higher placement. You want to be pronouncing it lower. E, E. So it's not E, it's more E. Okay, so it's not bean, it's bean. It's not these, it's these. It's not sheep, it's sheep. So watching out for those. Let's run through the minimal pairs. Bin, bean, this, these, ship, sheep. Are you pronouncing all of those differently? The goal, hopefully, is yes, because if that's not happening, you can definitely confuse your listener. If your listener is not ready for that, that can definitely cause problems for you. So you have to be careful when you're pronouncing these sounds. They can cause confusion. This is just the first of our words that we're going to be looking at today. So this is the very first mistake that many people who have learned American English are running into. They're having trouble with that short I sound. They're having trouble with that placement on that E sound. There are others, though. I do just want to take a moment to welcome Contreras. Good morning to you. Who asks us, what about between were and where? This is also a question we handled in the last stream, I believe. So if you look at the last stream, we talk more about words like this. So definitely check that out because I think we've handled something similar to this. But again, were has like an sound, and where sounds like air. So again, were, air, where. Hopefully you can hear the differences between those. When you're saying were, the first word, were, it's a little bit more closed off as well. Okay, back your tongue a little high. Where, your mouth's a little wider. Where, were, where, were, where. Hope you see that my lower lip drops a little bit there. All right. There's still two other groups of mistakes that are super frequent among people who have learned English. when we're speaking about American English pronunciation. Our second group, see if you're making these mistakes. Give me one moment, see how you're reading these words. Take a look. See how you would read these words here. So these words, we are confusing very often our ah sound and our schwa sound, our sound. The ah sound is going to be the first word in all of these. So let's just read our first words. For this ah sound, we want our tongue down, mouth wide. It's like ah, sha, sha, ah, la, lock, ah, ba, bog, and ah, na, not. So we have shot, lock, bog, not. In general, that tends to be the easier sound for people who are learning American English. The issue is again placement, a potential issue. You want to make sure you're projecting from a low enough spot, so it's not it's we're just really low and open through our throat and our chest. Try to feel your diaphragm as you're saying those. The bigger issue, though, is that a lot of people are pronouncing the second sound as an ah sound as well. So let's look at the second word of each of these pairs. The sound we're going for is it's our schwa. So what we want a neutral expression on our face. We're going to notice our top teeth and our bottom teeth are not touching. We're going to see the middle of our tongue goes up a little bit. It doesn't touch the top of our mouth, but it does rise a little bit. So the sound is like uh uh so let's kind of run through these words. So shut, la, luck, uh bug, and nut. Let's do that one more time just to make sure it's clear. Shut, luck, bug, nut. Those are all of our schwa words. Let's run through the pair to make sure that these sound different. So, ah, shot, shut, ah, lock, luck, ah, bog, bug, ah, not, nut. Hopefully you hear the difference between those. Shot, shut, lock, luck, bog, bug, not, nut. Again, especially watching out for those schwa words because it's just so frequently mispronounced, that schwa sound. We do have one final group. I do want to just give a quick shout out to our pronunciation group on Telegram. They're going to be getting these words later today. If you don't know, we have a group on Telegram where if you're the person that wants to meet or that wants to study English every day, and you also want to get feedback every day. So it's like you like to stream every day, but you also want to get pronunciation practice in and feedback and corrections from a native speaker, preferably a coach. This is what the Telegram group is for. All of the group members get a challenge every single day sent by me. They send in their own audio files and I give them suggestions on their pronunciation. This happens every single day. We did it this weekend. We did it on the days, for instance, when I need to take, when I'm not able to make the stream here. They still get feedback. So if you're the kind of person that wants to get feedback every day, I encourage you to visit fluentamerican.com/telegram to join. We have about 3 spots left in the group. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, please get those because once they're taken up, the price point is full. Okay, until we have openings. So 3 spots left. Just a note on that. We have one sound left. Our last sound is again a very commonly confused one. I'm going to write these down, see if you are making the same mistakes. Take a look at these. How would you say these words here? We are looking now at the sound versus the sound. Uh, ooh, uh, ooh. One of these sounds, most likely your first language has a similar sound to, the other one a little bit different. Let's start off with the sound. This is like the first word for all of these pairs. So, uh, the back of your tongue is high, the front of your tongue is down. Your lips, you do not want to round, you want to straighten them. It may help to lower your lower jaw. So, like, uh, that's the sound we're going for. Just work on trying to get that sound. Uh, what makes this sound more complicated is that for a couple of these words, we are then following it with a dark L. So the becomes like an uh, because of that L sound after it. So then becomes So that first word, for instance, is going to be paw, uh, paw. That's the first word in that first pair. How about the first word in the second pair? We have uh, fall, uh, fall. Then our last pair, we have that first word, g, goods, uh, g, goods. So those first words again, paw, full, goods, paw, full, goods. How about the second pair? The second word in each of these. So that's going to be your oo sound. Ooh. Most likely, this is similar to your first language, but you don't want to project it the same way. So it's not going to have the same exact sound. It's not ooh, ooh. A lot of first languages have very round lips and they shift that placement really far forward. We want to try to avoid that. It's not ooh, it's going to be more ooh, ooh, because again, we're using a lower placement. So you don't want to make an ooh sound in American English. We're looking more for ooh, ooh. Okay, back of your tongue high again, front of your tongue down. I recommend keeping your lips pretty straight. I wouldn't recommend rounding your lips too much because that may send it back to your first language. So again, ooh, ooh. Okay, so we again see a lot of L's with these. So when an ooh links with the letter L, it's going to break into two parts, like ooh all, ooh all, ooh all. Do you hear it ends again with that all sound? It's like ooh, then an all when you have an L after it. So that first word, oo, ool, pool, oo, ool, pool. How about the second pair? Second word, oo, foo, fool, oo, foo, fool. And our last word, oo, goo, goose, oo, goo, goose. Let's run through these again. So, ool, paw, pool, o, ool, full, fool, uh, ooh, goods, goose. Let's run through those entire words. Paw, pool, full, fool, goods, goose. Guys, those are what I would say to be the three most common pronunciation mistakes that learners are making in American English pronunciation, just in terms of vowel sounds and sounds in general. Just so many points of confusion when students are starting to learn, or even if they've spoken English for very, very long, these tend to be very much recurring mistakes. Let me know which of these you find to be the most difficult. And again, if you're interested in actually practicing these and knowing if you're pronouncing them right, or not, I strongly encourage you to again check out our pronunciation group on Telegram because we can give you some feedback and see what's going on. Thank you guys so much for your time. Again, we can't do this stream without you guys. And there's a million pronunciation resources out there. So the fact you turned to us for a little bit of help is greatly, greatly appreciated. Once more, my name is Jeff. It rhymes with breath. It's one of the four keys to a natural sound in American English pronunciation. We'll be back tomorrow morning at our standard time. Usually we're at 8 o'clock New York time. Had to start a little bit earlier today. But we will see you guys later. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good afternoon. You